Let it snow. Let it snow. Hey, it's another Christmas holiday.
That's right.
It's a joyous day, let the angels sing, 'cause we're together. We got a thing, can't let it slip away. Go outside, it's rain to see when our bodies meet. I don't care about the weather. Let it snow. Let it snow. Outside is cold, but the fire's blazing. So baby, let it snow. Let it snow. Let it snow.
Come over here and help me trim the tree. I wanna wrap you up, maybe then you'll see you're the only present I need. There's so much more waiting for you in store. From this precious day, I can.
Good evening. The date, people. You know what? I'm not gonna say what the date is because some of you will be nervous because Christmas is just over a week away.
Well, I mean, that's kind of like
So-
saying we're related. So.
Almost, but I didn't say the date. Some people, the actual date. If I said it was like the 16th or whatever it is, then
That number, huh?
they get nervous. So I will not say it is the 16th. But for those of you for whom it matters,
Mhm.
you better get on the ball. Amazon still got you, but it's getting tight. So
That 2-day delivery. So Monica Wilson Ferguson, Dexter Peggings,
hey,
Xavier Lucky Sr., and Kim and Tony Aiken. Thanks for joining us, you guys. So we're back. We missed you last week, and usually we'll send out a message saying that we're not going to be here. But we weren't here and we couldn't send out a message. So we missed you guys. But it's been a pretty busy time of year, as I would expect it is
Yeah.
for you as well. But glad you're joining us tonight. We're Mike and Wendy Perry in the Marriage Shop. Once again, thankful, grateful, and blessed to be here. Karen McCoy Newsom, thanks for
Hey,
joining
good
us.
evening.
Enjoyed you guys this past weekend. Had a lot of fun. Our marriage ministry at Okie Grove Baptist Church had the annual Christmas, Married Couples Christmas event at London and Cheryl
Yeah.
Dubois' home, and it was amazing. We had a fun time. So there's some pictures out there floating around on Facebook, but we had a great time
Yeah.
with that crew.
And I just like to say that every time we have one of these events and a big group gets together, if there's a competition, it always kind of boils down to all of a sudden the women are sitting on one side of the room and the men are sitting on the other, and we're letting y'all win so that we can
Is
go
that
home in
so?
peace.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's pretty much how that.
So
how
I
that
just like to
happens.
say that
I
the
know-
women won outright. It was Jeopardy, and we crushed
Listen,
it.
you know what?
Mhm.
Somebody will be on. Jeff,
Mhm.
Tillman.
Mhm.
Derek. Hey, listen, any of you who were there, just we know. But listen, hey,
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry
Nice work,
Christmas.
strong work.
So Rashonda Lett, thanks for joining us. So hey you guys, so I think it's only fitting that we talk about something that has to do with Christmas,
Yeah.
or it doesn't really. I guess there are other times of the year where gifts are expected or gifts are exchanged, gifts are given.
Yeah.
But Christmas, there's something about Christmas
Mhm.
where that whole gift exchange or expectation of gifts comes up.
Yes.
And so you might get away with not getting something for Valentine's Day. There's a lot of pressure for Valentine's Day.
Well, I might. I don't know if any.
Yeah.
Some other people may
some
not.
people. So Valentine's Day,
Uh-huh.
I
Yeah.
mean, you only have to get maybe one thing or
Yeah.
plan out one thing.
Hmm.
Birthdays are usually pretty important. People usually come through for birthdays.
Hmm.
Mother's Day, Father's Day, if you're a parent. Um, Christmas, a lot of times people will say the gifts are just for the kids. Christmas is all about giving gifts for kids.
So yeah,
Some people say
some
that.
people say that,
Yeah.
but many do not. It's like you better come through with for Christmas. In fact, I'll put her out there. My mom's one of those people.
Oh, is that right?
Oh yeah,
Mm,
oh yeah. You can mess around if you want to with Christmas. You
right.
might mess around. You might catch a bad one.
Really?
Oh yeah.
So she's let it be known ahead of Christmas that she wants something or what she wants.
Well, I'm not necessarily saying that, but on the other side of Christmas,
Yeah.
she may not even say, but on the other side of it, if you didn't come through,
Mhm.
you probably don't hear about it.
Wow, that's something.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
So,
so what we wanted to know is what you guys have to say about gifts and gift giving during Christmas. So it is referred to as the most wonderful time of the year.
mhm.
But are gifts important to you? And do you all give each other a list of things, or do you start dropping hints around what gifts you'd like
Mhm.
to receive?
Mhm.
And if you don't get the gift that you asked for, does it cause an issue or a problem? Like
Well,
you say, your mom lets you know
no, no, I said, well, yeah, afterwards, yes, she let you know, but
afterwards. Yeah.
beforehand, and I guess
Mm-hmm.
that's a lot of times, and there, I mean, it's interesting, right? Because it seems like one of those very simple
Mm-hmm.
things, right? Haha, let's have fun. It's the holidays. No, no, it's not fun time.
It's not fun
It's
time.
time to talk about what happens at Christmas. For example, people have expectations or they drop hints,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't say explicitly, "Hey, you know what? That right there, that's what I need. That's what I want." Because some people are expected to know.
Mm-hmm.
You should know. You know me, or you heard me talk about the thing. You heard me point to it, look at it, surf for it. You should know.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what's your problem? Some people
Well,
have that
I
problem.
think one of the things I think over the years, I mean,
Mhm.
I used to drop hints
Mhm.
and try to point things out, several months in advance, and then later on, I just started saying, "Hey, if you're going to get me
Oh, that's funny.
something, this is the thing to get." And
Yeah.
then
Oh, those were
if
the
we were
days.
out, I would just say, "Hey, get
That one.
this, that one, this size, that color, whatever. Get me that." And then it was like, okay, of the gifts that you give me, make sure that the holiday Barbie is one of them. So, I mean, it got kind of, I just,
Well,
over time, you just kind of adjust.
yeah, I mean, because the whole like, okay, several months out,
Mm-hmm.
that happened. It's like, okay, I'd be like, okay, cool, hint, and so I jot it down somewhere, take a note. I don't know where those notes are
Mm.
to this day. I mean, don't in June. Don't I don't know I don't know. Talking about
Yeah.
Christmas in June
Yeah.
is like, yeah, nah.
Yeah. Well, what's
Can't do
more
it.
challenging is
Mhm.
when I ask and I'll say, "Well, what do you want? You haven't said that you wanted anything for Christmas.
Mhm.
What would you like for us to get you?" And it's always, "Hey, don't get me anything. Don't worry about
I
me. I
mean,
mean, I'm fine. Don't
I
Yeah, I'm
literally,
good."
I literally, truly, I mean, I could go without getting an item,
Hmm.
period, for Christmas. I mean, really, I couldn't. I've told you that. I mean, and the things that I really, really want. I mean, you can actually probably list out with one hand the things I've said explicitly. Hey, I want
Hmm.
that,
Hmm.
and that would be what.
Um, Tickets to a Cowboys game at Cowboy Stadium.
Yep.
Hmm. Um, yeah, I don't know.
That would be about it.
That's about it.
Just about. I'm sure there must have been like one or two things over the years,
Yeah.
but yeah, I don't. I'm just, I mean, so it becomes a thing where
Hmm.
I'm opening stuff and it's just like, oh, this is cool, but I mean, really, I mean, if I went my whole life and I just didn't get anything, it'd be fine. I mean, there's a lot of other stuff that's really. I mean, first of all, I mean, anything that we need,
Hmm.
it's, I don't know. It's just we eating right, and the heat's on. It's December. Hey,
Yeah.
Life is great.
Yeah. Well, Tiffany Boyce Heitzman, thanks for joining us. And Gloria Hamilton, it's been a long time. We
Where
miss
you
you, my
been?
friend.
You working too hard?
Good to see you guys. So, yeah, so we're talking about Christmas time, the most wonderful time of the year, and giving gifts to each other. So, Kim Aiken says that it really is about their girls. She said gifts are not important because we take care of each other all throughout the year. So, when it comes to Christmas, there are no worries or
Mhm.
stress because there's no expectations.
Yeah, she said they don't do the gift thing for Christmas in her
Yeah.
yeah. So
Yeah.
there you have it.
To each other.
Right.
Yes.
Of course. Yes. I mean, that's what we're talking about. It's the marriage shop.
Yeah.
The kid shop. That's another thing. We ain't going. That's not us.
Yeah. So then there is, well, maybe you don't buy a gift, but
Mhm.
like for birthdays, you might do something, special
The
for your
experience.
husband or wife,
Yeah.
right? So that would be everything from. I mean, let me think of some things that you've done. Was that? I'm not sure if that's Christmas though,
What's that?
but like washing my feet. Was that a Christmas?
No.
I think that was a Christmas.
That was just like a Saturday. I mean, that was yeah. That's
No,
right.
that was
That
a
is how
special
I
event.
roll. That was not a special. I mean, I've done it. How many times have I done that?
4.
4. So one of those may have been a special event, maybe an anniversary or something. But
Okay,
hey,
but
that's how I get
so
started.
those types of things.
Mhm.
Putting on a cute or sexy outfit and dancing.
Again, for me, that's any time of the year you want to do that. Oh, you mean me? I did that. What are you saying? Because if you want to do that any time of the year, I'm
You
good with
remember
it.
the bow tie? You remember that?
Maybe.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
That
Moving
was a
on.
good one.
Moving on.
So
Wait a
the
minute.
gifts
Do you
that
remember the
don't
smoke?
call- Yes, and the hood. And the,
Okay, stop.
Yes.
Okay. So,
So,
but that was like anniversary. So we're talking Christmas. Let's stay
Christmas.
focused. Stay
Okay.
focused.
Okay.
All right.
So gifts that don't cost you anything, but maybe time and a little bit of planning and a little bit of creativity.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
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 But
Yeah.
some people don't want creativity. They want the thing
They
that
want
I
the
want.
car.
The car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the ring.
There's something about those commercials. Oh my goodness.
Well,
I
that's
want
the
I want a
thing.
Lexus
Mhm.
every single year. So it's in December to remember, man. I want a Lexus with a big old bow and
Yeah.
that music playing in the background.
Yeah. Well, see,
That would
that's
be
the
amazing.
thing. I think that's what gets us started.
Yeah.
It's those commercials. So you're watching football or you're watching whatever
Minding your business.
right before Thanksgiving, and they start with the commercials.
Yes.
So this year, everybody is familiar with those Peloton commercials.
I want that. They are
I
appealing
know,
commercials
it's
and the
like
lights are
the music
going.
is like,
Dun,
go,
dun, 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 dun,
hey,
dun,
with
dun,
it,
dun, dun,
and
dun, dun.
Evans,
Hey, you know it's Christmas morning. Let's go. Let's get it.
yeah,
I'm like, yeah, I would get up on 5
yeah.
o'clock in the morning
Yes.
and run on my thing.
That's the thing that comes to mind this
Yes.
year. So Bishop Bernard Williams,
Hey,
glad you
good
could
evening.
join us. We miss you so much. Gloria Hamilton says cruising on memory. Desiree Ela Morgan says, and she's watching. Thanks for joining us.
Hey.
Gloria also says nowadays we just don't really get all caught up in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so I think
But she also said they did a list about 2 months out. 2 months? That is, I mean, that's pretty impressive to me. 2 months
Okay.
out, that's like
at least 2
October.
months out. I mean, I think that gives you time to save. That gives you
Sure
time
does.
to
No,
kind of plan.
Oh, I'm not knocking it. I mean, I need to get tighten up my game like that. So
Yeah.
I mean, really, if
Yeah.
I was really like, January, I'd be like, okay, what's
Yeah.
Christmas, and then
Yeah.
we putting a little to the side over the
Yeah.
yeah.
So a couple of
that.
years ago, within our marriage ministry, we had our annual event, and one of the things that each year generally we'd have a theme, and that year I called it the gift of the Magi. So I'm not sure if you remember it
yeah.
or you're familiar with that story, but within that story, there's a young couple, and they literally had nothing.
Yeah.
They had no money. They had no means to do anything for each other. The woman had this long, beautiful hair, beautiful, like flowing hair that was her pride and joy. And then the husband had a pocket watch that was his father's pocket watch. And so, because they had nothing, but they wanted to express their love and they wanted to give something on Christmas Day, the woman actually cut off all her hair to get money to be able to buy a chain for the pocket watch so that the husband wouldn't lose the watch and he'd be able to carry it.
Mm-hmm.
The husband at the same time sold the watch to be able to buy combs for her beautiful hair.
Yep.
And so they each sacrificed something that was valuable and dear to themselves to give to the other. And so it's a very moving story. But at the same time, when you think about it, I mean, that's all about the thought.
That
right?
story is sad.
It is sad,
That is one
but
of
it's a
the
thought.
saddest stories. Do you realize if I went and like sold my truck, get you some combs, and then I come home and it's like you cut your, oh my goodness, now we we don't know what time it is, and I guess the hair thing is just, well, your hair will grow back. But all I'm
Yeah.
saying is, but you're right. It's a story about sacrifice.
Yeah.
And thinking about somebody above yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But the sad part of that story is that the sacrifice. All right, you got to hear me now. This sounds like preaching, but the sacrifice has been made, right? And so we put a lot of effort into. Man, I got to get something. So much pressure. So much pressure. I would sell this, cut my hair off, whatever. Which is, I mean, that's noble. But what are we doing?
Right.
Right. I mean, people go into debt during this time of the year. You know, they spend up money that they don't have, or they get things maybe that they don't need or whatever. And so it's, and there's pressure to do it.
Yeah.
And so it suggests that the focus of the whole thing maybe gets a bit off. And I say maybe, we know, anybody got a television, right? We know the focus gets way off. But the question is, how much does the pressure impact you? Would you cut your hair? Would you cut your hair off to get me a gift for Christmas?
Well, it's a different time. So
Okay,
I guess
fine.
the question is,
Would you-
would I sacrifice something that was really important to me
Okay,
in order to get you something?
that's fine.
Yeah. So, it just, I mean, I guess it all depends on how you look at it. But in context, the thought is there,
Yes.
right?
Mhm.
And so, but then you get to people who say, well, gifts is not what Christmas is about anyway.
Right.
Right. And that's not the reason for the season.
Yeah.
And so then you can go to a whole nother area of thought and talk and discussion. But tonight we are actually talking about gifts and the gift exchange. So Gerald Wilson, thanks for joining us. Jennifer Marner.
Hey.
Jen, it's always great when you join us. It was good to see you yesterday. And I know that you're probably getting ready for Christmas. And Gloria Hamilton says, what? Yes,
Oh,
and
she's
then
so funny.
spend the rest of the year fighting about
Yeah,
money.
that's funny.
Yes, yes.
Hilarious. True.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. So tonight, if you're just joining us, we're Mike and Wendy Perry. We're in the marriage shop. It's the most wonderful time of the year, and we're talking about gifts and gift giving. All things gifts.
Okay.
Yes.
All things gifts.
All
Now,
things
now I
gifts.
think, well, actually, I won't hit them with that yet. So
Yeah.
I guess the question then becomes, with everything going on, how important is it? Right? I mean, everybody kind of comes with a level of this. They bring a certain amount of importance. I mean, Christmas is like, for some people, the ones who enjoy it for sure. Because there's some people who don't. But it is about the sights, the smells, the environment, the color, the trees, the decoration, all these things. And so the gifts just kind of become part of that, the whole experience.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
And everybody is nice.
Everybody is nicer than they are every other time of the year. There's no question about that.
Yeah, people are nice. Kids are good. Everybody is trying to be on their best behavior, which I think lends itself more to why it's the most wonderful time of the year. But people are generally nice around the holidays.
Yeah, they try to be. It's almost like an assignment, right? Okay, it's time to be nice. It's time to give, to be charitable, to be thoughtful, all those things. Turn the switch on because the new year's coming, baby. And it's it'll be time to turn up and then we
hit the gym.
Hibernate.
Yeah.
Hit the gym for 3 weeks. and then hibernate.
Yeah. So anyway, but the truth is sometimes people are disappointed. So they're expecting a gift that they don't get. And it becomes a thing. And so whether you're fighting over money or you're fighting over the gift that you didn't get, that you may not have asked for or hinted about, but you just didn't get it.
Yeah.
And so another year I had people, I called it All I Want for Christmas.
Yes.
Remember that? I've done that a couple of times. And for all I want for Christmas, and I'm going to challenge you guys with this as well, I had everybody write down a gift that they've always wanted, but they never got. And that goes all the way back to when you're a child.
Oh.
Yeah. So if there was something that you always wanted, even like when you were 5 years old, and you never got it, you kept looking under the tree. It's like A Christmas Story. He wanted that Red Ryder BB gun.
Mm-hmm.
And and he's like, oh, this is what I want, I really want it. And you look for it, and then it's not under the tree. You don't want to be disappointed, but it's like, that's what I wanted that more than anything. The rest of this stuff is great. It reminds me of my nephew, who's now like 25 years old. He was 2 years old at Christmas, and I got him a lot of clothes and some toys, and he was so excited to open the gifts. And he's like, clothes,
like, whoop, to the side, next box. That was hilarious.
It was so funny. His little face.
Like, I don't blame your little buddy, because
now he's grown.
Now he's grown.
Yeah.
But I had a moment like that when I was, I think I was like 15 or something, 16. I had asked my dad for a Honda scooter, and I know my parents had some misgivings about two-wheeled vehicles, but I figure they were gonna get over that. So and my dad was good for hiding stuff, holding something out to the last minute. So I knew without question that scooter was there somewhere. I could smell it. I started searching around. First, we went through the normal thing, and I'm like, no scooter. So I went and looked on the deck in the back, no scooter. Went in the front yard, no scooter. Garage, no scooter. The little shed in the back, that's where he hid it. Nothing.
Oh.
Devastated. I think I just got over that like 5 years ago.
Wow. Well, so
anyway, I digress.
Yes. So what we want to encourage you guys to do is think about the things that maybe have a lot of meaning but don't cost a lot of money. And I think whenever you get to the meaning behind it and the sentiment behind it, and really considering what it is that other person may want from you. What is it? Is it a day without chores, or a foot rub? I don't know. I don't know what it is in your house. But consider that for some people it's an apology.
Oh, yeah. I mean, for some people that's harder than a car.
Yeah.
Like
for some people,
actually the car is the apology.
But see, and that's the thing. I think we often give gifts, right? Maybe that's the other person's love language, but we give gifts thinking, well, this is the thing that will make up for that other thing.
Exactly.
But when an apology is the thing that really is desired, then there's nothing that really can replace an apology. No house, no car, no diamonds. Well,
now, now the car, she'll take the car.
She'll take the diamonds. but you still sometimes. So I just wanted to throw that out there. So Ronald Willis has joined us.
Hey, Ron.
Thanks for joining us. And Monica Wilson Ferguson says, we did that one year for my husband. He said that he never got a remote control helicopter. His mom and I both had the same idea, and he got two that year. He
was on the come up that year.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. And so what I would do, or how when we would do that event, or have people do that activity and have people write down what they never got, instead of, in one instance I had them then give what they wrote down on the piece of paper to their husband or wife. But I also encouraged people to maybe go and buy it for themselves. And that's, that's one of those things where, like I said, I had always wanted a metal detector. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
And he got me one. But it was like, okay, that's kind of cool. And it was kind of funny, and it was kind of cute, but it was just one of those things. So he heard me and he got it. Charlotte Bembry, thanks for joining us. Good to see you again. Well, kind of see you virtually. But glad you're back.
It's great to see your name pop up and scroll.
Yes. So where you want to go as we talk about gifts?
Well, I have two ways of looking at this, right?
Okay.
the reality is that some people don't care, and that's fine. And some folks really enjoy getting gifts,
Yeah.
and that's fine.
Yeah.
And so I think it's important to kind of know what it is that speaks to your husband, to your wife, and then maybe you do that, right? Something they may enjoy. Yeah, so that's the thing. But also, I think it's important to always think about what we're doing and to not get too caught up, right? Because everybody will say, Jesus is the reason for the season and blah blah, right? And I say blah blah because people say that on one hand, but nothing they do necessarily reflects that. And I say nothing,
Say
it's probably
more.
unfair, but the primary focus and the drive is about all the other trappings of what we kind of made the holidays. Now, if it's about receiving gifts, right? I just give you this one. James 1:17. James chapter 1:17. That's the every good and perfect gift comes from God scripture. And so do you believe that or do you not? Right? Because if you believe that, then you kind of exist in this space where he's kind of giving you what you need. He's giving you sometimes even what you want on a regular basis, right? And so it's important not to make things too narrow and to get too caught up on this thing. Like, I didn't get what I want. Everybody who's looking at this is an adult, right? So sometimes you can just go ahead and get that thing. I know it's nice. There's something about the paper. Ripping it open, the surprise. And surprise is cool. So do that. But also just as much as possible, reflect on those things that you can't necessarily buy with dollars. And that's what Wendy was talking about earlier in terms of thinking about things that are meaningful, doing things that are meaningful. Those actually take more time because if you really think about it, and you're in a space of trying to think about what might be special to someone, the words you speak, something that you create with your hands or your, writing. One year, I think I wrote my mom a letter for Christmas. Right. But sometimes what's in you that people can't see is like the most valuable thing.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, and yes.
That's so funny. Ashley Key has joined us
Yes.
as well as Andrea Perry Drisden. Good
Yes.
evening, ladies. And
Hey.
you're missing it, Andrea. We're talking about gifts and expectations and all that sort of thing. But but I just think it's important that we don't let our expectations kind of smother the whole purpose. And by the way, if your expectations are really high, just eliminate the guesswork. If you're that person and you're gonna trip because you didn't get that
You know
thing,
who you are.
listen, pin it up pin it up and write it down. Make a list, give it to them twice, whatever you got to do to ensure that if your expectation is met.
Or buy it for yourself.
Or
So
that.
a lot of people say, "Oh, it's not the same if I just get it for myself." And but if it's something that you really want and you're in a position to get it for yourself, get it for yourself. I think that we sometimes hold people hostage to meeting our desires or our demands, right? And that disappointment is not just on kids' faces when they don't find the thing that they were looking for under the tree. A lot of adults react the same way.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's like, if I asked you for a car, I gave you, I went to the car dealership, I took a picture in it, I, did everything that I needed to do to give you that hint, everything but take you up there to buy me the car. And what you give me is a poem. I'm thankful for the poem because it's heartfelt. But I might be a little disappointed because what I wanted was a car. And so that's where we get into, is it our job as the husband or wife?
This is all in theory, by the way.
As the husband or wife, as the husband or wife, is it our job to get what the other person wants, or is it to hear what they want, or is it to give them what we want them to have?
Or is it like it's the thought that counts situation?
Yeah.
Because some people would say, it's like, no, it's not the thought that counts. It's the gift that counts.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that, but there's some people I've heard that.
Well,
I can't do nothing with those thoughts.
Where you paying attention is really what it comes down to. When when I told you, were you paying attention?
Mhm.
Michelle Moore Wilson, thanks for joining
Hey.
us. It's always good to have you on. You always have some of the best comments. So, you guys, if you think somebody else might need to join in on this conversation, you know who your friends are. You know people who are spoiled and really have a temper tantrum, even at the age of 45, when they don't get the gifts that they wanted or they
Yeah.
don't get something that they want. And so, we really want to kind of bring you back to, like Mike was saying, what is it really about, and what are we really focused on? So we're just trying to help you out in terms of whatever your love language is. Really, it's about communication. So what we're
Yeah.
talking about is really communicating, number one, what your heart desires, right?
Mhm.
And then number two, and when we talk about your heart's desires, it is what's in your mind. You need to clearly communicate and be unequivocal about how much you value gifts.
Yeah. And I'm cutting. I'm trying to. I'm taking it easy tonight. I want to cut you all some slack. All you. You better get me a gift, or else people. Hey, it's Christmas. I'll let you have that. But hopefully you all get the hint that I'm throwing out there. That's not about all that, right? But hey, people are people, right? We're humans, and so for some of us, yeah, it's very much about that. So it's cool. No judgment here. So if you want to just say so. And okay, what about this? Let's say, sticking with your car example, there are tons of others, but you say, hey, you know what? I would like a Mercedes Benz, right? And I want that one, that little convertible. And then I roll in with a BMW convertible or an Acura convertible or whatever. What about that?
Well, it's like food preferences, right? So that's why it's important when I bring it back to communicating, because while what you got me is nice, it's not necessarily about the value of it. It's about, did you get me the thing that I said I wanted, like the exact one, the exact color, the exact make and model, right? Is it Heinz ketchup? Or is it who else makes ketchup?
Doesn't Hunt's make ketchup?
Hunt's ketchup. There is a difference.
Sorry,
and
Hunt's.
So
I know you all are watching.
Yeah. I mean, but it's sometimes for some people it's that specific, and so it's like, well, I know you said you wanted this, but what I got you cost more, or you wanted that, but this was on sale.
Now, okay, wait a minute. So there's the flip side.
What's
right?
the flip side?
Well, because sometimes you'll get that explicit thing. Hey, you know what I would like for Christmas? I want this pair of boots, right? I'm speaking kind of for you in this case. Hey, I want these boots, right? And then maybe I'm like, boots. I'm gonna get you like a whole whatever. I'm gonna build you a shoe closet,
right?
Right? And so, or people, say, all I want is this thing. It's very simple. This is easy, whatever. And it's like, nah, you need a car. Boom, run out and get the car, right? So what about that?
Yeah, what about that? And so I think, if we make the decision that we're gonna get people what they want, that we need to first hear what they want and then be honest about whether or not we plan to get it. And so it's like, okay, this is what I want for Christmas. Is it okay to respond with, yeah, I'll get you that?
Is that a question? That's a real question?
Yeah.
I mean, sure it is.
Okay.
No, but some of us, and I'm speaking for everybody tonight, right? Some people are like, no, don't tell me, that kind of, it takes the surprise out of it. Now, I'm not that guy, frankly, because what I have learned is that, and so we I don't know if we ever talked about this, but if Wendy doesn't like something, she doesn't necessarily say, hey, I don't like it. It just finds its way somewhere and it pretty much will stay there, like for a long time. And I imagine at some point it slips out of here to Goodwill. I don't even know. But then she'll come back, it may be months later, and say, hey, if you're going to get me, this, then get it from this place. Or she'll kind of add some more details.
Yes.
I've noticed this.
Yes. Well, yes. So after 22 years and paying attention, I mean, you get to learn each other. At least you should. in terms of what the gift giving looks like, what types of things they like, what you reserve, and all that. But I can honestly say, I think at the end of the day, those gifts that don't cost anything, but maybe your time, thought, and creativity are the ones that you wouldn't know to ask for, right? So
Yeah.
what I said earlier was that sometimes the perfect gift may be an apology.
Yeah.
It could be, a week of me taking care of everything. You don't have to worry about anything. I'm gonna get the kids wherever they need to
That's
go.
funny. It was a day. Like 10 minutes ago, that was like a day of taking care of everything. We just
No, I said a day
expanded.
of like chores or whatever,
Oh,
a day or a
okay.
week or whatever. And so we've done that. Get
Yeah.
creative, come up with coupons, and so this is
Oh
good
yeah.
for a back rub. This is good for a foot rub. This is good for dishes.
This is good for whatever. I gotta go dig it. I
whatever.
think I got a coupon book still up in the room. I gotta go
Yeah.
pull that out.
So yes. Go ahead.
Andrea says, how about people who have created a monster? How do you pull back? Just simply pull back.
Mm-hmm.
See, when you create a monster, that monster want to eat. So, yeah, because that would be, I mean, because there are some people who have created that.
Yeah.
And so there is a clear expectation that what you have started, you will continue.
Yep.
And if you're going to recalibrate that, you got to be ready for some tension. And so, I would like to say ideally, right, that because, and let's be real about it. And if this is you, it's okay. It's okay. Because some people, okay, listen, if you're watching this, I need y'all to share this. Just share it with everybody. If you know me, share it with other people that know me. When I call you on Christmas to wish you a Merry Christmas, do not ask me what I got for Christmas. I am like way too grown for that. Stop it. Don't ask what I got for Christmas. But some people are very much ready to talk about what they got for Christmas. Yeah. 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years old, it doesn't matter. They're ready.
Yeah, well, or they post
Don't ask
about
me.
it. So we can expect a number of people posing with mink coats and cars and all kinds of things following Christmas to let the world know just how much they're loved. And it's just the way that it's always been. I mean, and so we can expect that. And the idea is, are you really celebrating the gift that you got, or are you, are you shaming in some way when you do that?
Yeah, I think that's a whole another conversation. But
Yeah.
I think that they very much are celebrating the gift, not even the person necessarily that gave them the gift, but the gift. And so when it becomes about the gift, man, we're off. Sorry, y'all. Yeah. But it's true.
So yeah. A lot of people say when you get married, husband and wife, as husband and wife, you are a gift to the other person. So do you need to give a gift at all after you get married?
Yeah, that is a question for you all to answer. I know the answer over here. I think I know what the answer is. But to really kind of wrap up Andrea's question, the question is, if you set up expectations and that's been the thing, that probably actually requires a conversation. I would probably do it in January after you come through this Christmas. Maybe in January you have that conversation. Like, what? We're gonna reset, recalibrate. We kind of lost our focus because otherwise, I mean, you get to December, and they're expecting, oh man, it's time for my upgrade, my whatever, my automobile upgrade that I get every year or two. Yeah. And if you're not going that route, then I think it's fair if there's going to be a shift, then to discuss that shift. Like you said, it's all about kind of having a conversation.
Yeah. I think it's a necessary conversation between husband and wife. If you created monsters with your kids, then you're just going to have to suffer through that thing. Yeah. Because kids don't understand, especially when they're really young, let's say under the age of 8, they don't really understand that they're not going to get as much as they got, or they're not going to get what they want for Christmas. And so we're not talking about giving gifts to kids.
No, we're not.
We're talking about the gifts in your relationship between you and your man or woman. That's the conversation. That's the honest conversation that you need to have. Because if we can't afford a car, then you're not going to get a car.
That's right.
Yeah.
Or, and so we actually had over the years, a couple of conversations just as we kind of recalibrated, our expectations for each other during Christmas. what we're going to do for even what we're going to do for the kids,
Yeah.
and how that all works. And we made Christmas more about the kids, even though we haven't totally pulled back on giving each other gifts.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. A
yeah.
few things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
we're gonna keep this one short because we could talk for an hour or longer, but we did want to just check back in with you guys before the Christmas holiday actually is upon us. A week out, we will not be here next Monday at 7, but we will be starting off. Are we gonna come back next week or wait till the new year?
You know what? Let's just let's just wait. We'll take that the new Christmas
Mm-hmm.
Eve week,
Yeah.
Christmas week and New Year's week off, and then we'll kind of get back at it strong
In January.
In January, yeah.
Ah, okay.
I mean, everybody needs a little rest. Check, where's Glenn P. Brooks? He's probably at home sick right now because he's been working hard. Exactly, I know.
Glenn and Sherry. So we hope you guys
going too
feel
hard,
better.
brother. All right, but hey, we praying for you, man. Get better soon, okay?
Yes. Yes.
All right. So listen, but yeah, so we'll take that time, and we want to encourage you all to take some time. We're talking about gifts tonight. How about give each other the gift of time? It's something that you can't hold on to. You can't get it back. And so how about a little bit of time with each other? What do you think?
I think that's good.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, but James 1:17, y'all. I'm just saying, every good and perfect gift comes from the Lord.
Yeah, from our house to yours, we want to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We'll put out something on this page to let you know when we'll be back in January. But we're looking forward to it. Until then, love yourselves and love each other. Oh, wait, Kim Aiken has something. What'd she say? She's talking about being fiscally responsible. Yes. So check out Kim Aiken's comment and how Dave Ramsey has helped them be a little bit more responsible with their finances. I think that works for all of us. So with that said, Merry Christmas, Happy New
everybody.
Year. Thanks for your support. Share, like, tag.
It's the Marriage Shop, y'all.
We're Mike and Wendy. Bye.
Bye.
You were my everything. Come a little closer. God must have sent you down from heaven. So baby, let it snow. Let it snow. Let it snow. Let it snow.